What's up, everyone? I'm back and playing episode 26, and today's episode I am going to be starting of my mining. As you can see, I have digged up a good chunk where actually is going to help me today for a good reason. If you see, I have digged up this area like I did from the last episode. If anyone watched that, be sure to watch that video, and also be sure to like and subscribe so you can watch more of my other videos that I'm keep posting every single day on a single darn day on every single time. Trust me. And I don't use edits because edits are not my it's, it's not my thing. But being the old generic type, I like to be that kind of person, not the kind of person who just wants to just use it, just make the cheap, easy filtering of just showing people of just playing Minecraft for a few minutes and then just build a usual generic house. Well, I'm gonna play generic, alright, but I'm gonna play the generic of playing Minecraft, and I am playing that game. And also, I had a comment today about somebody who wanted me to have shades on. I just, I don't know if they watched my video or they haven't paid attention, or actually, I haven't told you about. I don't have, I don't play on Bedrock. I play on purely on Java, not Jawa, not a Jawa from Star Wars, not Jawa, not a Jawa. What the he? Yeah, that's if anyone doesn't know Star Wars, be sure that's a Jawa when I just said that, or just sounded like that. Ugh, my head's burning up like a hot tamale, a very big hot tamale. Yeah. Well, I didn't. Well, I didn't. Well, I did had a have a few impressions of characters. Like General Kenobi, I've been expecting you. Yes, and I can sound a very Japanese samurai, American samurai, just saying, "How dare you! You shall not punish us." Yeah, that. Yes, or maybe I'll just say, "How dare you! How dare you! We respect the honor code of humanity." But they have the lowest groaning voice in English, but it's actually the calmest because there's no fear and anger in a Japanese way of fighting. They fight with honor. Unlike all unlike other generals in our history, except except one, the only one I respect most is General George Washington, the same George Washington who became our first president of the United States of America, which I respect and I respect that so much because he didn't gone up for he became a military general and he didn't boycott the boycott the new government. He didn't ask for power. He left for retirement and came back because of the force of the people. The people came and just say, "Come on, come on, Washington, join, become president of the United States," and plenty of just of just painful headaches of General Washington. He's going like, "Oh, what? Okay, okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll just I'll go president." And they got up for the elections, and guess who won? General George Washington, with no one even facing him, like the first president, and And this is not Kim Jong Un. Kim Jong Un only does it for his own personal gain. General Washington, opposite. He didn't want the control of the country. He just wanted to do it for the people. And plus he needed money because he's broke because of the war. And had to deal with his mother, who says she does not that his son doesn't get him any, just left him with nothing. I'm like, when I read like all the history, yeah, George Washington's mother is completely crazy with her money problems. And but at least she didn't got Washington into naval in the Navy, the British Navy. The British Navy's going to be driving up the would have drove him out and become a selfish captain or a selfish admiral. A selfish admiral, but also you're gonna be doomed because you might get the plague.
I mean to play so badly that we'll get everyone down on the flu. Is that bad? Bad as it's bad as the strike from Malcolm X. Don't know. If anyone doesn't know, you should know. He is the opposite of Martin Luther King Jr. But not white. But he's not white. He's black. He's but very dangerous, violent.
And that is why people that is and that's why people I don't like the I don't like government officials. And good things John Adams only had like one term, because let's just say Massachusetts with a hot-tempered man who's his allegations for being a lawyer and protecting the seven British soldiers who shot the crowd that made the Boston Massacre. Yeah, everyone just does not like the guy. Benjamin Franklin? Put that man for presidency. That man is more honorable except with his flirting with women. But hey, the man's more calmer than a regular British man who would talk in politics. The man who can calm down, sit down like this, and just be quiet and just be like, yes. Alright, let's start smack talking. Let's start giving the court the real reason why all these allegations. Yes, that is complete. That is the complete Ben Franklin there. Benjamin Franklin, the same man, the myth, and the speaker, and the biggest author for the catchiest book, Poor Richard's Almanac. The same Poor Richard's Almanac. Yes, that same book. That book actually has has a has some key things in it. Yes, that man did everything did many things and many more, like inventing the lightning rod, the same lightning rod that helps people and helps people now. And that is good technology. Can't lie for that. And another reason why I want if Ben Franklin's going to become president, Ben Franklin would have kept doing the good things and try to keep the Union steady, and probably not martial law. Martial law. The only thing who wants dictatorship power was Nathaniel Greene. No, not Nathaniel Greene. Nathaniel Greene was was the top loyalist for General Washington. It was Horatio Gates. Gates is the one who was given power by Congress. Ugh. And I believe that was the same. And I guess he was the one who caused the destruction of many wars, of battles actually, battles because that guy has that fool does not know how to. That fool that fool failed failed to stop Cornwallis in the southern states and tried to make an armed coup against the government after the war and tried to get military power by getting all the top generals against General Washington so General Horatio Gates would become the commander in chief. And that it sounded like a dictatorship. That is why that was one thing that Ben Franklin and George Washington is different from Horatio Gates. Horatio Gates is completely a dictatorship. He probably learned from Julius Caesar. Well, I'm not a Julius Caesar. I'm just a man who just living to build my own empire by just being peaceful. I think I take the peaceful approach by just okay, who's peaceful? Peaceful but not peaceful. Ronald Reagan. I'll take myself as Ronald Reagan because Ronald Reagan, let's just say he can be firing with guns for real than in Hollywood. But I mean that guy's actions actually make pretty good sense, proving that man actually helped the economy, actually made good relations with communist countries. That is the one thing we need today. We need that president back. Oh, we need Ronald Reagan so badly. And we need to get back our economy. The economy is dropping it's dropping. All the tariffs are dropping up the roof. And I can't blame Trump. It's always the actions. And also, don't blame Trump for everything bad in California, New York, Washington State, Oregon State. Yeah, all the Democrat countries. I mean, not countries, states. Yeah, they're all failing because of the dumb increase of taxes. One thing about that I hate when Kamala says we are going to decrease taxes and decrease taxes. Well, here's the flip side. They're all getting taxes higher, but there's nothing to. But it's not from the Republican Party. It's from the Democrat Party. How ironic! I find this more ironic every single time when they say we're gonna decrease prices. And what happens? The price bumps up. Do you know what's the problem? It's because the Democrats don't know what they're doing. Well, the Republicans, they're knowing, but people are saying, oh, that's a little bit harsh. Well, let's just say that it ain't hard. Well, it ain't. Well, it's harsh for you, but it's not harsh for us because we know what we're doing, and this is the only way to get us out of this problem. And I can say this. I'd say that I can. That sounds like a more Republican approach from. That sounds like my party to be with, because I can go like, we're gonna help. We can help the country. We're gonna help fix the economy. We're gonna make some tax breaks because we're not building a country for just making higher taxes, and plus those higher taxes, they're not gonna be supporting any federal bureau. So I'll be back in a sec. Sorry, my mom was getting ready for work and she didn't know what the time is because she was talking to dad about my dad with another work story because that's the only thing popular here is listening to a work story of the well it's daily well it's the daily news here for what's the parent's story. Oh boy, it's always that. Oh boy, why is my CPU going to the 40 zone? Bro, I didn't know it's that bad. Well, well I did. Well, I was gone for about like 15, not probably 10, 15 minutes. I left for like 10, 15 minutes just to help my mom get ready for work. But going back to what, but going back to what I was saying, George Washington is always the best answer. But he's not the greatest right now since he is because he's overtaken by the great tallest man in the United States history, going around 6'4", 6'5", and with the greatest beard with his cheekbones and great cheekbones and the best hair who lives in the lives in lives out in Illinois, and he just wearing that big old hat and go speak for the Gettysburg Address. That is the president I would really want to vote for real. Not the president who wants to put high tariffs. That's Hoover and Trump. Trump, I take his actions on trying to keep the country safe, not make it unsafe. If it's unsafe, it's mafias, gangs, bratva, yakuza, name every violent gang. And also drugs. The drugs, bro. The drugs are always pumping it into this country. It is ruining our people badly. Uh, if I really have if I really have a military force right now with a militia who actually wanted to fight against corruption right now, it's going to fail because here's the one thing that's wrong with when you build something that you it's when something you build something is very big and powerful, the power is going to become diverged to whatever they think. That is a problem, people. I don't want to make a country where we can make violence. Violence is not the answer. Violence is the problem and the gunpowder, the nitrate. The nitrate is the power. It's the issue. We do not have the capability to end this frenzy. We need to fix the problem. And I mean it. We need to fix huge big ones. From the start of our country, we had revolts, we have problems, and now we have gang problems. We have gang problems, we have drug problems, we have high price problems, and we have issues on issues with bureaucracy in our in our democratic nation. It is no longer a democratic nation, it's becoming a little bit of a bureaucratic nation. Ah, man, that's the issue. Well, at least I'm trying to make myself very clear than just being a bureaucrat. Liberals are becoming a bureaucrat. Liberal liberal Republicans are becoming a little bit bureaucrat, but still following. But I wish we actually can fix the world. Yeah, but we can. There's still hope. It's not an all goner, and that's why people try to fight for the real reasons why we want to do stuff, not against the wrong reasons. And that is it for this video. So if you guys like this video, like and subscribe and watch all my videos down below. In the meantime, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.